Good. All right. Y'all ready? How was y'all week, man? Man, listen. All I can really say is Monday, Tuesday was amazing. Is this recording? Let me make sure it's okay. It's recording. Monday and Tuesday, amazing. Thursday, Friday, but I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that I can say that really was like, wow, was if I was to wait until news dropped on every single day and trade it right after, I probably would have had even a better week than I had because I mean, let's just get into it. I ain't about to waste nobody's time. I want to break down the losses and now I'm just gonna show like the winning setup right after. I didn't really get any questions this week as far as like any requests. So after I'll just get through the losses and the wins, then I'm just gonna take questions. But definitely like this week for sure, if you would have waited to news drop, like this is just strictly for New York session. If you would have just waited until news drop and take the next setup after news drop, you probably would have had a way better week. So let's go to what day was that? No, that's not. Yeah, Nash trade today. Nash trade today. So this setup looked extremely beautiful. Not gonna lie, we got to break a structure, everything lined up, fake out, deletes, invalidates the zone, and then after news drop at 9:45, then a winning setup happens. Like literally. Same thing for as AU. Like there wasn't really no clear setup, and then this setup comes right after news. That draw right there, 9:45, that was news, and then it came literally directly right where news started, and then dropped. That was a great setup to take, and it's just like it just literally just kept doing that all week. Like this setup that we took today, this setup honestly, this GJ setup, I already knew it was low, but I still felt like the trend was going to continue. And I always say this: New York session love to do reversals. So a lot of people ask me, okay, why didn't you take this kind of trend move? Look at structure. It's just following structure. We're coming from a downtrend from London session, and then we get that first break of structure, which is this one right here. That's the first break of structure. Then it came back into the zone, which is this right there. So that was valid to take. Now, all of this is news, but the zone still held. I don't really preach people to trade news, but if you are in trades like this, then I mean you won. But I don't really recommend to like take stuff like this. Even if it did this, like I'm not going to be in a move. But yeah, this is just another setup. If we would have just waited until no, this is actually before news. It's crazy that this setup actually won even through news, which is crazy because I didn't expect it to just keep going up. But let's break down what was that trade on. I think it was Thursday. AU. No, GJ on Thursday. Let me get off of this. This day right here. GJ does get affected by USD news, even though it's not a major pair. Like the pairs that we trade, it don't really matter what pair you're trading. If you are in New York session and some high impact news for USD is happening for that pair, it may affect it, even if it's like not a major pair. That's still the session, so it can affect it. So like this setup right here, like and profit a little bit if you got an aggressive, but as soon as this candle started like jumping on my MT4, I closed. But you can see literally after this trade loss, then we get a supply setup right after, and it came right there to the news. This was the news candle right there. That little red candle, that's the news candle, and then it came right back into news. So I mean, I've been trading this stuff for a while, and I see this stuff happen all the time. But like this week in particular, just like wow, if I really would have just waited until news dropped, I would have had a way better week. So that's the major gem today. Like even though like this is the beginning of the webinar, if you're trading New York session, highly recommend for you to just wait until news drop and then take the next setup after news drop, because most of the time they like to come back into that area where they started the news candle from, which is this candle right there, just the same thing as AU today. Like they literally just did the exact same thing. This is also right before news. And then this candle right there, 8:30, that was the news for AU on Thursday. But it's just the same stuff. Like if you back test, like I highly recommend people to back test when you see high impact news and see what do the major pairs do. Like, do they come back to it? Do they destroy it? Like what's going on? Is a liquidity grab happening right after news? Like what's really happening? Because most of these setups was literally created right after news. Like, I don't know if people like seen this stuff, because I just back tested before I even got on this webinar. I'm just like, but this shit is crazy, bro. Just wait until news, let it do what it do, and then see if it come right directly back at news. So that's kind of really what I wanted to just talk about real quick. Let me scroll up. Okay, we got news. Okay, so anybody got any questions before I just start letting people talk? As far as just typing in, like, anybody got any questions? Because it's the same stuff, but I definitely noticed that this week we should have just waited until news. Like those sets was way better than trading before news this week, for sure. How much you risk per trade? I do fixed lot sizes. So for NAS 100, I do 12 lots, and Forex pairs, I do 33 lots. What would be the time limit? What do you mean a time limit? It's usually the 8:30 news or sometimes the 9:45 news. Well, this just applies to Eastern Standard Time, but most of the time it's going to be the 8:30 news candle or the 9:45. We don't really get no other news. Like it used to be 10 o'clock, but I guess I don't know, daylight savings or whatever. It used to be 10, but the 9:45 and the 8:30, those are the major news events as far as New York session. I try not to trade 20 to 30 minutes before and after news. Okay. Was that AU demand valid? Had a break of structure? So setups like this is a minor break of structure. Like I hope people notice, like this setup right here, this is a minor break of structure. This is the major low that did not get broken. But I mean, we can clearly see like this is a huge gap that they created, and it literally filled it right in and then just dropped. But yeah, I guess if anybody don't got no more questions, I'm gonna just start letting people just talk. But overall this week, man, like the losing sets was definitely before news, and then the winning sets right after. Like I just analyzed my whole watch list, and I'm just looking like, bro, if I would have just waited, even today on GU, if I would have just waited that drop, that would have been 2 wins right there off of AU and GU. I know some of y'all took this setup. I already know some of y'all took this setup. This is a winning trade right there. AU had a winning trade. NAS lost, and then it did this. So this is a valid supply setup too. This zone got invalidated, and then it came back after news and then tapped that zone right there. You could have took that sell, scalped it, and won. So I recommend like next week, especially Monday, if it's some 8:30 news and you kind of iffy about the setup, just wait until news drop. Literally just wait until news drop and then see if it's another setup that's going to happen. But this setup was good right here too for NAS. I just hate that this one just irritated me. But all right, man, I'm about to put some people on and we just answer some questions. But my week was all right, though. It wasn't the best, though. It was all right. That's all I can say as far as my week. Today was just, hello?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Not much. How's it going? Quick question. Nas demand setup on Monday. Was that a low probability setup? Even though it won, it was low probability, right?
On Monday, let me see.
Yeah, I think it was a trade we all took.
Let me take this off, man. Monday. No. This is high probability. The one that we took on Monday on NAS, yeah. This setup right here, we didn't have no clear trend. There was no clear trend right here, but I was basing it off of this drop right here. So I'm looking at market structures going straight down, and then as soon as we got that minor break of structure, it wasn't major. It was just like a little minor break of structure right there. I'm like, okay, let's just take that. So this was kind of counter trend, and we can see the 200 is flat. Like this is just, the trend is just not strong at all. But yeah, this is high probability though. It's a gap like directly in front of it.
Okay, for sure, bet. And then so for me, I'm on a $100,000 account. Like, what do you think is an appropriate risk to be doing per trade? Just like if you,
I say 0.5% per entry, but it just depends on how many times you enter the trade. So I like to twin trade, and I enter 3 times on all my positions. So if you want to do that, I'll just say like 0.5, but you got to be okay with risking 1.5% though. Like that is kind of heavy though, because if you lose on 2 setups, you down 3%. So is that what you want to risk? You know what I'm saying? Or you can just do 0.5% and then just enter twice, and then just once they hit 101 or whatever, then you would close the 0.5% and then leave the other running for a longer term target. But yeah, I wouldn't. Like, even I don't even really recommend 1% per setup, because you're going to want to take more setups. You're not going to want to just like, damn, I don't risk too much on this setup. I lost. Now I'm down 3%. Like, nah, you definitely want to space it out a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. And then like for you, have there been any weeks where you lost like 5 or 6 trades in a row?
Yeah, I had a losing streak. But people that's been in my group for a while, I had a losing streak last year in January. It was NFP week. I lost like 5 trades in a row. I lost like 5,000 that week. It was a tough week for sure. So yeah, losing streaks is gonna happen. Like you
Okay.
can do everything right and probably still lose. It just
Right.
all up to what the market want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was debating for my account. I'm like, I wanna go a little more aggressive, but it's like you said, if I start losing a couple, then I'm down a lot.
Yeah. So you definitely want to be careful as far as your risk, especially you. That's a prop firm, right? That's a prop
Right.
firm account.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you definitely want to be careful because like the main goal is to coast to the next payout. You don't want to just get a big win and then you take the same risk on the next up and then you lose. Now you got a big loss. Like you don't want to do that.
Right. Okay. Okay. For sure. Yeah. That's all I got. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, some of y'all haven't been here that long, but like January last year, like that was like really like tough period. I'm not gonna lie, that was really tough. Really nothing I could do. I'm like, I'm following all my rules, breaker structure, everything just line up, losing. Like, okay. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Dory?
What's going on?
I got a quick question. Can you go to AU on, I believe, let me see. I believe it's Thursday
Yeah.
at
This day right
7
here.
o'clock.
Oh, at 7?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, yeah, that's the same trade. I just hopped on the Zoom, so I'm not sure if y'all was talking about this. Um,
yeah.
I took that same exact entry, like same exact entry.
Mm-hmm.
Can you? So I know I'm kind of like I'm wondering, like, okay, we have a breaker structure right here. 200 is below. Just looking like a good setup. And I was reading while I was watching one of your webinars, and you said some setups like just probably won't have an explanation on like why it just didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me like why potentially maybe this trade didn't possibly work out, or it just
The
you?
only thing I can possibly say is we're just in the middle of a bullish run. That's the only thing I can say because we got gaps below. But at the end of the day, this looked good when it rejected the zone when I took this. This looked good. I'm like, oh, this about to be a winner. We pushing
Yeah,
up and then reverse stop loss. So it's just the only explanation I can say on this losing trade right here is that we are in the middle of a bullish run, which you can see like consecutive green candles, a pause, and then consecutive green candles. So they
correct.
potentially probably want to just fill in some more gaps underneath our demand zone and then shot up. And that's literally what they did. Like they just invalidated the zone and then shot up. So I feel like this situation, we were liquidity. I'm gonna be honest. I just felt like we was liquidity because as soon as they just took it out, they went straight up after that. So
Right, facts.
yeah. Yeah, this was just a tough loss. Like, 'cause it looked so good. Like, I'm like, oh, like,
Yeah,
damn,
that looked amazing.
it looks so great. Like, especially when it started pushing up, I'm like, oh man, we got this rejection. We bounced off the 50 estimate, everything lined up, breaker structure, lost. Like, it's like, bro, yeah. So one of these setups is just like, damn, like that's just the market just doing what it want to do.
Yeah, facts. And then I have another one. UJ today at 7 as well.
You said UJ.
Yes, sir.
Uh, which one?
Let me be sure. Sorry about that.
I mean, I hope you ain't take a sale during news though. I hope
No,
you.
no, that definitely was not the news.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Yeah, it was definitely a sale around like the 833. So it was like I believe that supply right there.
This
I
one?
believe. I believe so. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to check. No, actually, it's that green candle. Go up a little bit. That one. Go down a little bit. That one. So I have
This one?
supply right there. Then I also have a supply on that little red candle, but that's the 3 minute. So if you go above it, like where that rejection,
You talking about this right here, or are you talking about?
yeah, I'm talking about that one. Yes, that one, and then the one that red candle right above it. That one. Yep, that one. I had a supply zone right there as well.
Okay.
That was
this
on the 3 minute.
on a 3. Yeah, I'm about to say because that's a red candle.
Right. That was on the 3 minute. So um I had took an entry on that first green candle when it came back into it and then it rejected. I'm like, okay, it kind of rejected, but we had like a very minor break of structure, so I wasn't too sure. And then when I seen that the green candle like kind of closed in it, I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if I should hold it. But I was like just okay with my risk, and I'm like, okay, I can just I'm risking this, and I'm fine with my risk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took an L, and then I was like, okay, why did I take an L? Then I went to the 3 minute and I looked up, and it was a supply. So you think it would have potentially maybe been better waiting if I like had that
This
3 minute supply marked up? You think it's probably better to wait for it to see if it'll touch that instead, or?
personally, I don't trade on the 3 minute, so I can't. I don't really want to speak on time frames. I just don't trade every single day. But this setup right here, I really just don't like it, bro, because for one, it's a low probability setup, so
Facts.
there's no gap at all.
Mhm.
And for two, like this is still dangerous. This is just like the sub that I took on GJ today. Like it's just dangerous to see what London has done. It just dropped the whole time, and then we're trying to continue the trend. So like these type of days right here, where I'm not even going to take a low probability setup. I just like high probability setups. Overall, I just feel like this setup just wasn't good, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of pretty low, and we was already dropping from London, and it's a low probability setup, and New York session is about to open. So, and that's another thing. Either New York session is going to continue the trend or reverse or consolidate into news. That's the only three things it's going to do. So, like, it's kind of like trading pre-market is cool, but sometimes it can get dangerous though. You can get chopped up before the real move happens. So, yeah, I don't really like this setup just because it's just low probability. Like, I'm good.
Okay, and I don't really trade on the 3 minute. Like I just really like just look basically pretty much for sometimes my entries. That would probably be the only thing I'll be on the 3 minute. But I was seeing that in that zone that it had wicked, like kept wicking up there, and I'm like, okay, let me drop down to a lower time frame and see why was it wicking up there. And then I seen that it was a supply. So I know you said like you don't trade 3 minute supply and stuff like that, and I don't either. But I was just kind of wondering like, okay.
Yeah.
I seen that it wicked up, and I was just trying to, check and see what was like really going on with the market and stuff like that. But I appreciate you though, because you said there was no gaps, and definitely understand that. So
yes, sir.
Appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yeah. For people that trade low probability, like definitely make sure it's like the most beautiful is it's on a clear trend, because like low probability setups, like you gotta widen your stop loss because you're in a general area. Like you really just don't know where they're gonna reverse at because there's no gap. You just gotta understand that for sure. Who is next? Manny right here.
What up, bro? How you doing?
Yo, what's going on?
What up, bro? Today my question is just about getting to that next level, bro. Because
Hold on, you breaking up, bro?
I've been trading good with my. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yo, I said my question is about getting to that next level, bro. I just got a couple questions.
Okay.
Like on my live account, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I was watching your video with your $82 wins to $11,000 weeks and stuff like that. And right now I'm in that kind of level where I got like a $2,500 account each trade. I've been profitable for the last 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Even though that's not a lot of time and shit, but it's really been like I've been on some like I've been following my rules. Everything's right, and I don't know if I should just keep dumping money into my account and up the lots a little bit, up the lot size. Right now I'm trading around one lot to 1.5 lot, or should I just go fully funded? Like, even though I know you don't trade it, but that's the faster route.
Yeah,
but
it's
my
just
trading been so good compared to the challenges.
So you don't
psychology's been
like,
way better.
What do you want to do though? Like it's all up to what you want to do. Do you want to have your own account and just grow it? But you know how long that's going to take. That can take years to even get it to 60K, 50K, whatever your target is. But it's just is that the route you want to go, or you want to do the prop firm route? The prop firm route, it's not for everybody. Like I'm not even telling everybody to do the prop firm route. Some people just don't like prop firms. So it's just, what do you want to do? Like I just like my own. Like I'm good. Like I don't have to deal with that spreads and all that. I don't like dealing with that. But it's just, what do you want to do?
Yeah, And I got another question about the Monday Nas demand we took. I
Okay.
took that too, but I got out. I got out when this shit started pushing down and shit, and it was close to stop loss, but it never hit and shit. You know the Monday demand on Nas. That we
Yeah.
took.
Yeah.
So
So
on that type of situation, did you get out early too?
yeah, I got out early. Yeah. I had to hop back in.
And
Because I didn't like the setup because of EMAs. That was the only thing I just didn't like. I didn't like the EMAs. So when I took the break of the candle right here and it closed back into it closed like a doji. I'm like, man, I don't know. Like this may not be a good setup to take. So I got in I didn't get aggressive. I got in on a break of the candle. And then once it closed like that, I'm like, okay, let me just close and then see what happens. And then once this candle started pushing up green, I got back in. So I was definitely skeptical about it, but I mean, did you get back in?
hell no, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't get back in, but I think I caught I caught another setup, made my money back. But the only thing about the small accounts is you know how that be. You make 100, 200, that shit be like, damn, like I'm trying to get to that next level of this shit.
You need a larger account, bro.
Forever.
You just need a larger
Yeah.
account. But like, don't rush into getting a larger account if you don't like. How long have you just been consistently making money? Because a lot of people would just be like, man, I had 1 month and I'm just ready for a 100K account. It's like, okay, can you do it again? You feel me? Like, can you do another profitable month? You feel me? So
It's been around like 1 month, 1.5 months, something like that. Like, and my wins, because I'm trading like kind of like fixed lots. So, or I'm trading like percentage wise. I'm risking 5%, which is about 100 a trade. So even though some of my wins be higher pips and shit, like the AU loss we took was like 3 pip stop loss. I lost the same amount as I would have lost on GU when it was like 11 pips. You know what I mean? I think I should go more of the fixed lot size. So my wins is definitely bigger because sometimes you find yourself more break evens when you do it that way. You win one more setup. You only have 100 on the fucking week when you've been killing
yeah.
it for real. But yeah. But that's it though, bro. That's all I had to ask, man. Thank you though for your time though. Sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I highly recommend people just don't rush into getting a large account, man. Not too fast, man, because it can get overwhelming. Hello.
Hey, I recently got funded in the Discord not too long ago, but I was using kind of a different supply and demand strategy based off like the hourly with a lower win rate and a really high risk to reward. So I wanted to transition over into kind of the scalping because I don't like waiting all the time and I don't like the low win rate. So kind of piggybacking off of the last person, I've been realizing like this GJ setup that was taken on the 18th that everyone took. So this is a trade that based off the higher time frame, I would usually hold because you can see that it's most likely going to reach to like fill in all those red candles, right?
Yes, sir.
So how do you determine, because I have back tested all of your trades for like the past few weeks. And I saw, you went something like 15 and 8. And that's amazing. Like that's exactly what I want, is more winning days than losing days. I realized that, you take a lot of the one-to-ones and then the trend doesn't always go like this. So how do you know when to hold at the one-to-one or not? Because like, I don't think you go down to the 1 minute, which is something I sometimes do, but the 1 minute looks like kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't do that. So honestly, I don't know. Like that's the whole point of twin trading. Like I don't know if I should hold past a 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. I'm basically looking at 5-minute structure just to determine where's the nearest liquidity? Like where's the nearest swing high, or okay, did we fill in any gaps? Okay, if this is a 5-minute setup, do we have confluence with the 15-minute? Like, okay, is the 1 hour setup lining up with the 5-minute? Because most of the time when we do get the higher time frame confluence, they go past 1-to-1. So say if this 5-minute setup lined up with the 15-minute setup, it may go for a 1 and 2. 5-minute setups alone, just no higher time frame confluence, you can get a 1-to-1, but does that mean you're gonna get a 1 and 2? No. Doesn't mean you're gonna get a 1 and 3. So 5-minute setups alone, those are mainly like scalping type of setups. But when you see setups that have higher time frame confluence, those tend to go longer. So that's really all I can say on that. If
So
you're trying to get bigger RR. Hello?
Sorry. So you kind of like you kind of like before in the trade, you determine whether or not it's higher time frame confluence, and then that determines whether or not you're more likely to go past 1-to-1.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
because this one definitely had a lot of higher time frame confluence, and that's why
Mhm.
like this is one I would usually hold on to. But that's a gem because I think like that may be too optimistic sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
which when scalping coming off of more like intraday trading could
Yeah.
kind of like butt you. And then
No,
the fixed
fact.
lot size is also really important because going the funded route, you know, everyone's telling you to risk like 0.5%, 1%, and all that. But the
Mhm.
fixed lot size, if you have the smaller stop losses like you do a lot of the time than the TP, that's how you're profitable because on these like 1-to-1s and stuff.
Okay. Let me stop you. I gotta stop you. He just broke down my risk management. I hope people are listening. I'm glad it's recording because fixed lot size, my risk is always gonna be different. Because a lot of people ask me, okay, how you profitable 1-on-1s? It's because every single setup have a different risk. Like everything is different. Every setup that I take, I may have a bigger stop loss or a smaller stop loss, but it just depends on if I have a smaller stop loss, I'm better to, how can I say this? I'm going to be in the green for the most part if my stop loss is smaller. But it's all dependent on the setup, how big the zone is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, when I get in aggressive, I have a higher chance to have a way bigger win because I'm getting in at a more better price. But like you just broke that down just perfectly, bro. Like that was just perfect. I
All
ain't
right,
gonna lie.
cool. Yeah, because I was kind of wondering about that because I do want to go for 100K, but I want to make sure I understood the lot situation because
Mhm.
going into scalping, that's kind of what I realized with your trading style, and I like it a lot. So that's all
Yes,
I
sir.
got.
Yes, sir. Man, he just dropped some gems right there, bro. He just explained the fixed lot size. I just every day, how are you doing it? It's like, bro, hello.
Doyle. What's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
I'm gonna keep it. I feel like you set the standards pretty high whenever I hop on, but I'm gonna keep it simple this time.
All right.
I just two things. First off, to branch off because you started the call off saying wait till news drops and then take your setup.
Mm-hmm.
After backtesting, I've noticed like 80% of the new setups tend to hold. I don't know why.
And they come back to it. Like
It does.
It does. For sure.
Yeah. Generally been backtesting, and I've noticed when there's a huge impulse candle created because of news, I would just call it the news supply or news demand. They tend to hold.
They tend to hold. And they like to go directly where news started. Like they go right back to it. So no, definitely. For sure.
Yeah. And second question, can you just go over your losses that you cut short this week?
Which one? All of them?
If it's quick and I'm not wasting someone's time, then sure.
Okay. Let's go to which day was this? Oh, I'm on replay mode.
I just want to understand your brain. Like how what's going on in Doyle's brain the second you decide to cut the loss.
Okay, so let's just go to Friday. Let's go through today. So let's just not care about this win right here. Doesn't really matter. Let's take this off. And let's just go candle by candle of what Doyle was thinking about. I guess people want to just, but let me take this off. So replay mode. Okay, so boom. So when it first got into the zone, I did not get in aggressive. I'm like, nope, that's just pushing up. And another thing, like, and this is something that back testing cannot show you, is how the candle is actually moving. That's one thing back testing can show you. So even a simulation can't show you. But that plays a role if I want to get in aggressive. How is the candles printing? How are they moving in the zone? Because you can see like where they're like rejecting it really fast and like wicking it. I get in on a setup like that. That's just like rejecting it super fast. This right here, like, I mean, obviously we know that the candle closed inside, but when it came into it, it was just pushing inside the zone. So I'm just like, no, let me not get in aggressive. Just the way the candle is approaching the zone. So this candle happened. I did not get in on this move right there. I'm like, damn, I should have just hopped in. I probably would have just been up 1-to-1. That's when I got in. When it pulled back up, I got in for the sell. Now, when I got in for the sell, my stop loss is at the top of the zone. Okay, off rip, it's at the top of the zone. I'm not going to put it above the candle, nothing like that. I got in right there, and I put it top of the zone. So I'm just riding out. I'm just waiting, trying to be patient. I see this. Okay, now when the candle closed like this, I'm like, okay, that's a bearish engulfing. They could potentially want to keep going down. Okay. I'm like, okay, well, this is really looking good now. But then this candle happened. Now, when this candle happened, I'm like, okay, the very next candle should not go up. Okay. Once the candle did this, once we got in here, as soon as we got in here, and mind you, that's where I got in at. I got in at like somewhere up in there. As soon as this candle started pushing up, because it first went down first and then started going up, I'm like, this is a loser. Because for one, why are we consolidating? We're consolidating, and I'm looking at what just happened London session. I'm like, okay, I know for a fact New York session like to do reversals when New York open. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just cut this, because there's no point why we're pushing up when we was on a downtrend the whole time. This is a loss. So that's what I'm thinking about as I see these candles are pushing up against me. Now, that takes experience to see that. Like, you can't just know that. You can't just be like, okay, I should get out. That takes losing. Yes, I like in the past, I would lose on a setup like this all the way through, like all the way to let it hit my stop loss. I wouldn't even try to cut it. I'll just be like, damn, okay, that was a full loss. But me seeing stuff like this, I know that, okay, they shouldn't even be pushing up if we are on a downtrend. If this is a true downtrend, why are we having bullish candles engulfing and breaking candle highs going up? That doesn't make sense. I need to get out. So that's what I did today on GJ. Let's go to,
you basically took your chances because there's a less likely chance for the setup to hold. Like, sure, this could hold, and you might have like cut it short by mistake and end up winning, but there's a more chance that it's a losing because of experience and how many times you've actually cut it short. No,
honestly, I would just say consolidation and these green candles pushing the momentum, because I don't know if people notice how fast this candle went. Like, for people that was in this trade when I sent it out, like, this candle was moving in the momentum. Like, it wasn't playing around. So as soon as I saw that this candle was pushing up and it just made a wick like that and it started pushing up, I'm like, okay, this is a loss. So that's me kind of looking at price action. I'm not going to lie. Like, a consolidation, a reversal. This is a doji. We got a green candle printed, and then this one wick down and go back up, and it's pushing up momentum. Let me just get out. Like, none of this is saying it want to go down. So I wouldn't just say, oh, it's always experience. Looking at price action, looking at what the candles are doing and how they're closing. So I wouldn't always just say experience. You got to really read the candles, see what's going on. Like, you feel me? So, yeah. That's all you have?
Yeah. I feel like that was enough for me and everyone else on this call. So thanks.
Okay. Yes, sir. Let me see who we got next. We got Trey Fields right here.
How you doing, Doyle?
Yo, what's going on?
Question for you. Can you go to GU on Tuesday?
GU on Tuesday. GU on Tuesday. Okay.
So that morning, I saw I got there's one I got a supply marked up at 345 and at 740.
Okay. You said a supply setup.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Let me see. So did you have this one marked up? This one kind of invalid. Did you draw up this?
I mean, not that one. My fault. Demand. It was a demand setup. My fault.
Is this one right there?
Before that. It was right at the top where it was right towards that peak. Right there. Right there, yeah. Would you say that's too high?
Absolutely, bro. Look at what London did, bro. Like, a correction is coming. A correction is coming for sure. When like sometimes these stuff may hold, but a strong pushing trending day far as London plus New York, that is super rare. They're not going to just keep continuing up. Like, just like imagine a 1 hour candle being extremely large, or not even that. Imagine a 4 hour candle being extremely large, or even a 6 hour candle, 8 hour candle, it doesn't matter, or even a daily candle. If that candle is extremely large, that means London session pushed up, Asian session pushed up, and New York session pushed up. You're not even going to see that on a 4 hour like that unless it's just a super momentum day. That's just not common. So that's why London like to consolidate, reverse, because when this candle closed, it closed like this. So that means this candle this whole day is a bullish candle and it have a wick just because it pushed up, came back down, and it closed. That's kind of like a normal type of candle you'll see in a 4 hour. You're not going to see like a huge, like, you know what I'm saying, like a momentum candle on a daily. Like that's just, you're not going to see that as often. So this is definitely high, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Like this is at the very top.
Would you apply that to GJ today as well? Too low?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. 110%. All right. Yeah, like supply and demand is a trend trading strategy, but you got to understand the timing of the day. Like GJ that we took today, like yes, that setup looked good, but it was a reversal because the GJ demand setup held so well. Like they were just ready to reverse. Who we got next? We got MG right here. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's going on?
But anyway, now my question was about the news. Like I was trying to tell you, I was trying to message, basically get my point across through the message, but I don't think you understood it. I was trying to just say, if you have a setup, let's say like at 7:50 and the news is like at 8:30, are you still taking a trade? What I meant by time limit is that how long should a trader, in your opinion, be out of the, like, if news is at 8:30, what's the latest time that they should be taking a setup?
Honestly,
or even 10:30. You can use any time you want to use.
No. Usually, I'm gonna apply it to 8:30 because that's New York session is always gonna have some news at 8:30. So if we wake up at 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's a setup right there at 8 o'clock, but we got news at 8:30.
Right.
If you're not out of that trade, if TP is not hit by 8:15, that's a high risk setup. That's a high risk setup.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
It's over with. You ain't got to hit at 8:15.
I'm not saying that it's over with. I'm just like letting whatever trader is listening to this, that's a high risk up, and it can really go in badly because news is so close.
I feel you.
You feel me?
It's just it's risky at that point.
Yeah, it's like like you don't want to be trading and like feel like it's gambling. Like, man, I hope that news win. Like, no, like it can end very badly. You feel me? So definitely, I'll probably say like 15 minutes. If TP is not even close in 15 minutes before news, like I would just wrap it up. Let's just wait for another setup, like straight up.
Yeah, it ain't even worth it.
Yeah.
And last question. I might have another question later on. I don't know. Last question is, I know of course, I know being too low, but in a person that's thinking in terms of pullbacks since the trend initiated or since it started, how many pullbacks in your opinion is like too many? What would you, in the terms of pullbacks, what number would you say is like make it too high? Like 3 after the third pullback?
I'll probably say, because the best one is the first break of structure as far as any trend changing. The first one is the best one. The second one is cool, but once you get to that third, fourth one, you can see how slow momentum is going to go. Like if you look at GJ that today, like just look at how long this trend has been going on. A correction is coming, and you see how like much momentum it just pushed up is because it's been dropping for days. It's been dropping since Thursday, and it haven't stopped until New York session on Friday. So you gotta pay attention to that and be like, okay, this trend, like this can continue.
Been on for a little minute.
Yeah. So a correction is coming, and a lot of people, like you can see, like this is the strong trending London session. Like a lot of my students took this setup right here. Like without a doubt, this is just textbook stuff because we're already trending. But then New York session is like, okay, the trend is over with. Like we're done. Like this, it's not. We done dropped for 2 days. So I would probably say like the third, fourth pullback. Be very careful if you want to take it for sure. But the first one and the second one, those are the decent ones. Really, the first one. The first one you can't go wrong. The first break is
the first one is like the freshest one. Like
that's the fresh one.
That one's gonna probably more likely to hit because it's the first one. But I had learned from another trader. I was in his course once upon a time, and he was just saying like first pullback, that's the first one, good. Second one, you might be all right. That third one, now you pushing a little bit.
No, for sure.
Now now you kind of pushing it, but no, that's all, man. You about to make me. I'm up here trying. I love this shit so much. I'm up here trying to look at the chart while I'm
Man,
driving.
you tripping, bro. You tripping. It's
Hey,
recorded. You could have just waited, but
hey,
he like, fuck that. I feel you.
now I'm on the way to the beach, bro. I just come out here and watch the webinar, man. I just try to. We trade so many days and we put so many hours into it, and it's like sometimes some people on a Friday either you can, like you said, take the option and like watch it later, but since I like it so much and I still want to watch it, I
Yeah,
don't want to just sit in my room and make it boring. I just try to do something that kind of make it a little fun. So
I feel that.
now
feel that.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
My boy about to risk his life, though. I feel him, though. Fuck it. All right. Who we got next? We got who is this? Okay. Yeah, London. I heard London session was lit this week. New York session trash. London session was lit. Like what? Stop playing. Man, listen. Aggressive entry. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Hello.
Hello, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
So I got kind of somewhat of a general question. So I've pretty much been taking all the setups that you've been taking after, I won't see the setup that you took until after, like later on in the day or whatever, and it'll be like, okay, I took the same setup, but I'm also taking additional setups. I primarily trade GJ and gold, and that's mostly it.
Okay.
I might look at AU. I might look at Nas, but I don't really trade Nas at all. It's mostly GJ and gold.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you trade GJ, it's like it's the same setup every single time. So I know I've got everything in terms of how to find the correct setup, but I'm having trouble with I'm taking too many setups because I'm seeing too many setups.
Okay.
Right. And that's what's messing up my profitability, right? Like I took the exact same setups you took without even knowing. This morning, I lost the first one on GJ and then I lost the supply and then won the demand, right?
Okay.
So yeah, that was cool. That was a break. Today was break even for me. But yesterday, I forgot what I took. But anyway, my main question is what else is it besides high probability setup? Break a structure.
The best setups that you want to take, you want another time frame to be in confluence. Those are the best setups. Those are the best setups. Because most of the setups that we're taking, this is just 5 minutes. This is just 5 minute stuff. But when you got the 15-minute lining up or the 1 hour, or even if you got the 4 hour, but no other time frame is in confluence with the 5 minute, that could still help the setup win. So I would probably say if you're trying to take the best of the best setups, definitely mark up your higher time frame setups and see if you can scale down or wait until another identical setup happen after they tap the higher time frame zone. But this is, a lot of people be like, dog, why is it just so simple? But this is the strategy that I use. It's just super simple. It's not really nothing too overcomplicated about it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I only started learning a strategy 3 months ago, and I could already execute on everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a matter of,
what's your trading plan as far as taking? You got a trading plan?
My trading plan is 1 to 2 setups a day, but I need to lower that because it's just too much for me. Because 1 to 2 setups a day is nearly 10 trades a week, and I'm trying to get down to 5.
Hold on, 1 or 2. Hold on. How many trades are you taking a day?
So if I win, I'm done. But if I lose, I'm looking for the second one. So let's say I lose 2 days, then I'm looking for the second one, right? Unless I have a good loss, I take a small loss and I'm happy with cutting my trades short and whatnot, then I'll leave it. But if I kind of took a full, for me, 2%, 3% loss, then I'm man,
I gotta get that back. Let me get that back.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that back.
Man. I don't know if you walk away on losing days, but that Thursday, I lost, I gotta walk away. I can't just keep placing trades. I lost twice on Thursday, so I wasn't trying to get my money back. I'm and then after I lost, GU did a nice setup and won, and I was just damn. I would have took, I probably would have made my money back. But I don't know, like,
Yeah.
however your trading plan is, like, you got to stick to it. If you really say 1 to 2 setups per day, that's it. Like, that's literally it. Like, don't take nothing else because you're trying to make your money back. Because what if you lose again? Now you don't lost another setup. So it just, I don't know. I'm really strict on my trading plan. Sometimes I will take a third setup, but that's super rare for me to do. 1 and 2 or just 1 for sure.
Yeah, 1 and 2 or just 1. All right, last one. I don't want to take too much time. My fault. So yeah, I feel like I'm right at the point, like right there, because of everything that I've been doing in terms of, I picked up your strategy pretty quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been 2.5 months.
Okay.
So when coming into profitability, was there like what was the stage from getting to like where I'm at, where you're taking all the setups, but just maybe a few months, but maybe 1 or 2 too many, which is keeping me from getting into consistent profitability, like with
So I
yeah.
gotta ask you a question. Where do you feel like you're at? Like, where, like, are you, like, what type of size account how long have you been making money? How long you been trading? Like, where are you at? You know what I'm saying? Before I just answer.
I got a wild story. I started with IML like most people. I had a bunch of money from real estate. I put it in. I started over leveraging, made some money, made like kind of a lot. Like I put like 30K in and I made like 40 off of it, but it was
Okay.
over leveraging, right? I pulled it out, and then I blew account. Then I blew the account. So technically, I didn't make it. Technically, I didn't make no money, right? So now, after I learned another strategy, and then finally came to yours. Where I'm at now is I can execute on your strategy, right? I understand everything like pretty perfectly. Pretty perfectly. But when I look at my account at the end of the week, I'm literally break even. I'm break even or just a little negative or a little positive, right?
Okay. You just trying to get to the profitable, just the, you know what I'm saying? However big your account is. So you just trying to get out of break even stage. Like you winning money, but you also losing money. I will probably say focus on the losses. Like if you know the strategy, like we win most of the time. Okay, we should focus on how can I make the loss smaller? Because the losses are going to come. So how can I avoid the loss? How can I be more stricter? What pairs am I trading? Is like what time of the day am I losing? Like you got to really analyze the loss because we know like most of these setups are going to hit. We're going to get some losing setups. How can I try to avoid the loss or minimize the loss? That's just the number one thing that's going to get you from break even to profitable consistently. Because we know these setups be hitting. Like we see them all the time. Like it's setups all over the place. They be winning. But how can I choose the right one? Now that's kind of out of our control. But what we can control is how much we do lose. So that's really all I can say for us trying to get out of the break even stage is to focus on the loss. We know we have a winning system. We catch the same setups every single week, but we do have losing setups. Okay, when we do lose, how can we make that loss smaller? That's the number one thing that take you from break even to profitable is just the focus on the loss. Okay, what can I do to get this loss to $1,000 to maybe a $500 loss? That's way better. You saving some money. So
yeah.
That's why I was saying.
That's how I felt today. That's how I felt today on GJ. As soon as it broke that, I pretty much exited exactly how you exited. When I as I'm seeing it, you exit. Once it started to push up and broke that previous bearish candle, or no, the previous bullish candle, I was like, I'm cutting it because whatever.
Exactly.
Just cut it.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I've been doing that. I'm just like, all right, what else? But it might be because I'm over trading.
Okay, yeah. I don't know how many trades you taking per day. You said 1 and 2, but then you say you're gonna keep taking trades. I'm like, I don't know, man.
So when I lose, it's like one loss. But if that loss is like a solid 2%, I'm like, man, I gotta get that back. So now it's 2, right? So if I do that 3 times in 1 week, now I'm at like 8 trades in a week.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you got to be a little bit under control, bro. Yeah, for sure, bro. I hate losing too, though, but it's just like, even if I lose a lot, like I'm not going to try to just get it back. I'm going to just wait till tomorrow, like literally, because Thursday was not a good day. Like that was a tough day. And I'm just like, okay, it's going to be another winning setup. There always going to be another winning setup. No matter you just like however much you lose, a winning setup is literally around the corner. Because we're on a 5 minute, we see setups all day, every day. So yeah, you definitely just, I don't know like what your trading plan is, but definitely try to limit the amount of setup that you take per week. Like, because I'm only taking like what 3 to 5 setups a week, something like that. And I just keep it like that every single week. I'm not going to try to just keep taking setups. So yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to 3 to 5, and that's it. Is it cool if I send you or somebody, like a funded trader possibly, or you my trading plan, and then
Yeah. If you want me to look at your trading plan, yeah, for sure.
for sure. All right, my guy, appreciate you, man. I've been watching you for a minute, man. I just finally hopped on you about almost 3 months ago. So
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. All right, bro. All right. Let's go to the next person. Yeah, people want me to look at. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's going on?
I just wanted to ask you, what if I do like US 100 only? I've noticed that when I just trade one pair, I mean these specific indices,
Mm-hmm.
I do better, and I noticed that it trends a lot. And
Yeah.
instead of doing like 1-to-1s, I'm doing like 0.5. I'm twin trading. I'm taking like 2 positions,
Mm-hmm.
like 0.5%, which is like 1%, like 2 positions, and I'm doing 2-to-1 and 3-to-1s, and I'm doing better
Just off a NAS 100.
just US 100. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if that's working for you, then hey, do that. Like, I did have a period where I just traded NAS, but I'm seeing other pairs as having more beautiful setups. So that is good to trade just one instrument, but that instrument will dry up. It don't matter what it is. US 30 will dry up sometimes. GJ will dry up sometimes. Even all USD will have like a just no setup period. So if that's what you want to do, you got to accept that as well. So I'm just wanting to say that because like, yes, and are you using just one strategy or are you using multiple strategies? Let me say
Just blind man. But
just a
yeah,
blind man.
but sometimes I take like low probability trades when we have like a high probability demand in the 1 hour. Then I go to the 5 minutes and it has like a low probability trade setup. I take it because in the 1 hour is good. I just wanted to ask you that.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to just stick to one, then that's cool. But just understand, like, it's gonna be periods where you may not see a high probability setup. So you gotta be okay with that. But if it's working for you, you're making money, bro. Just keep doing it. Like, I'm not gonna tell you to do anything else if it's making you money, bro, for sure.
The reason why I'm doing this is because I had like 3 pairs, like GJ, like three or 4 pairs, and I was taking so many trades and I was losing a lot, and my psychology went crazy. So I'm just doing US 100, and I noticed that these indices trends a lot, and I can do like 2-to-1 and 3-to-1s easier than any other pair.
Yeah, it's an indice. Indices always move more than forex pairs, for sure. But yeah, that's all the questions you had, or you got something else?
That was it. Thank you. My English is not very good looking, but I understand you.
No, you good, bro. You good, bro. All right, bro. All right, let's get somebody else on. Yeah, if y'all want to just not trade the pairs that I trade, you could just focus on one pair. You do not have to trade 4 to 5 pairs like me. Like whatever is working for you, it's all trial and error. Everybody's journey is going to be different. It's not going to just be okay. I'm going to do exactly what Doyle do. You don't have to do that. You do not have to do that. Hello.
Hey Doyle, how's it going?
How you doing?
Good, thanks. Hey, quick question. How fresh do your zones have to be? Like, if there's a zone but it was formed like a while back, like how does that make kind of sense?
No, that make perfect sense. A lot of people, okay, how far back should I look at my supply and demand zone?
Yeah.
So I like the most recent zone, but if I try to use a zone that is kind of old, like if I look at this NAS setup that happened today, this is something that people may think it's old, but this is still right there at the session. So I kind of want to, if I use a zone that's not like say if they came down to this area right here, they came down to this demand zone right there, that is still a fresh zone if they decide to come back down. But these are still fresh areas that's still kind of fresh because that's coming from another session. So I will only, far as 5 minutes. Now, this is just strictly 5 minutes. I want the most recent supply and demand zone or a supply and demand zone that's coming from that same day London session, if that makes sense. So for 5 minute subs alone, I want the most recent, or I will only go as far as London session. That's it. That is literally it. So like this right here, what time is this? This is like 5 o'clock. So this is flirting with London session a little bit. This is like the end of London session, but that's still reacted off as far as New York. So that's still valid. But I definitely want the most recent zone, like the most recent for sure.
Okay, gotcha. So just the previous session, pretty much.
Yeah, I would probably go as far as London session, like probably the middle of London session if I want to use that same zone far as New York. But that's the furthest I'm going. I'm not about to use something from Asian session and then use that far as New York. It may not hold because the older the zone is, the less likely it will hold. So yeah, the most recent, the better for sure.
Okay, perfect. No, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, the only time I would use a super old zone is if it got higher time frame confluence. So say if it's a 1 hour demand zone and I scaled that all the way down to the 5 minute, but the 5 minute demand zone within the 1 hour is like 2 days ago or a day ago. This is not even a 5 minute setup alone. So that's the only time I'm going to go. It's like super far is if this is a higher time frame zone. So I hope that made sense. But I guess that's it, man. So this weekend, I'm even going to back test this. Like I'm back testing. I hate when I have like mediocre weeks, like straight up. Like I'm just like everybody on here. I hate mediocre weeks. So this is when I'm back testing this weekend. I'm going to back test every high impact news from this month. Like straight up, I'm going to back test all the high impact news. And then I'm going to see what happens after high impact news, whether it's the 8:30, the 9:45, or whatever, just New York session. I'm just going to see, okay, what happens after? So I can just see like, okay, how well does supply and demand hold after news? Now, I already know it holds well, but I just want to just see how well does it do? Like, what do the EMAs look like? Like, okay, is it a break of structure? Like stuff like that. But that's really what I'm about to do this weekend. So next week, what's today? Because I think we're getting to the end of the month. These months is going by fast as hell. I'm not going to lie. We about to go into May already. So Monday is a bank holiday for all USD. Probably won't trade it. But let me not even say that because I remember one week it was a bank holiday and all had a beautiful setup and it won. So let me not even say that because bank holidays, like I don't like trading bank holidays, but sometimes they be throwing some good setups. So I'm not even going to say that. Let's just see what happens on Monday. Tuesday, we got news at 10 a.m. So that's kind of a little bit weird. Usually 9:45, but that's cool. We got 10 a.m. Wednesday. No, damn near no news. Thursday, 8:30 news. Friday, 8:30 news. So it's the same thing every single week. We always got news at 8:30 or 10 o'clock, something like that, or 9:45. So on Tuesday, no, really on Friday and Thursday. On Friday and Thursday, if you decide to take a setup before news, accept the risk because it can either consolidate or news can help you win, or news would literally just do some BS and you'll lose and then go the other way. But definitely back test this weekend. Like if you had a rough week, like I still feel like my week was like mediocre. Like it was trash. Like even though like I was able to cut my loss, like I'm still taking losing setups. So I need to just, you know what I'm saying, just sharpen up a little bit. That's just how I feel. Even though I still made money, it's just like no. Like it's just no. But that's all I got, man. If you got any questions, just DM me in the Discord. I try to get to everybody. It's just, it's just a lot of people from Instagram, YouTube. So I'll be I don't have an assistant. Like it's me talking to y'all. That's me typing. So yeah, that's all I got, man. Y'all have a good weekend. We back at it Monday. Let's get back to it. If you got funded, because a lot of people got funded this week, congrats, but let's get a payout, like straight up. But all right, I'm gone. Peace.